Dear guests, welcome to Spogahorse 2022. We're very proud of this big new stage, and we have a really exciting program for you. Tomorrow we have a fashion walk. Today we're going to do 60 minutes that can be really exciting. This is about influencers. Influencer? No. What? Most companies understand now what influencers are and the advantages of having one. And maybe some of people watching on our stream can learn something about this. We have the head of marketing by eHorses and eDogs here with us. She's going to tell us some things. She's talk about real cooperation. And you can be happy about that because eHorses is the horse selling platform in the world. Okay, here is Head of Marketing at eHorses, Michelle Holtmeyer. Thank you for the introduction. I'm happy to be here. Today we're going to talk about influencer marketing. We'll talk about what that is, how you do it, how you can take most advantage of it. This is the best practices from eHorse. My name is Michelle Holtmeyer. I'm the head of marketing at eHorses. I've been working on marketing for the last 2 years, but I think this is a very exciting time. Most people here know eHorses. We are one of the leading internet companies. We bring sellers and buyers together. So, when everything goes well, people find their dream horses with us. So we're going to try to make something similar for dog sales as well. So our agenda. So we talk about what is influencer marketing. We talk about all the different platforms that one can use influencer marketing for, how you find the right influencer, example campaigns, and the analysis capabilities, how one can best take advantage of this and analyze how it's good for your company. So what is influencer marketing? It's the planning, management, and controlling the targeted use of social media opinion makers and multipliers to increase the value of brand messages and influence the purchasing behavior of the target group in a positive way through their recommendations. Most people have an idea what influencers do and what influencer marketing can entail. So this product has a larger reach through influencers. The product can be brought closer to customers this way. There's lots of more creative capabilities. Everybody can do something different. It's a really great form of marketing, and it's getting more and more professional. So what is an influencer? Influencers are well-connected multipliers who use their popularity to influence their fans, followers, friends on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, etc. Influencer marketing continues to develop in different ways. A year ago, I used to laugh about TikTok. I didn't really think it would be worth using. And now my attitude has changed completely, and I'm ready to use it to its best capabilities. TikTok's very open for new advertising strategies, and that's crucial. Why is influential marketing so important? In my own experience, I can ask, is it something that's important for us? Is it something that we should take seriously and invest in? I think it's important for every company to think about that. A study from last year had that 21.6% of Germans would buy a product because an influencer had it. They see that an influencer they show me what this is, makes them very happy. There might not be another marketing form connected to that, but there are influencers who can sell your product. In the younger generation, 51.6% of 16 to 24-year-olds find influencers more credible as advertising medium as more credible than advertising in television, radio, or newspapers. Younger generation gets up in the morning and opens TikTok and not the newspaper. One aspect over influence marketing is connected.
Okay, hier, da steht ja Werbung, deswegen möchte ich das Produkt nicht kaufen, sondern das Produkt wird trotzdem gekauft. Und ja, von daher ist das ja eigentlich nicht so entscheidend und die Glaubwürdigkeit ist trotzdem da.
Okay, it's found more credible. Okay, there's a different influencer groups. Mega influencers have more than 1 million followers. There are also influencers who are smaller, ones that have less than 10,000. I think that's still a lot of people. It's important that you look at influencer target groups and decide what's best for you. It's a little branch specific.
Eine davon stand gerade da mit Annika, also die hat ja auch extrem viele Follower.
Annika, for example, has lots of followers. One would call her a mega influencer in equestrian sport. So for when I look for an influencer for my product, that's something that I have to keep in mind. These smaller influencers are dominating the industry.
Von mehr als 1 Million haben, ist jetzt gar nicht so der Fall, sondern diese meisten Influencer finden sich im kleineren Bereich, den ich immer noch groß finde, mit ja, bis zu 20.000, also 1.000 bis 20.000, sage ich mal.
32.5% have 1,000 to 5,000 followers.
Ja, genau, deswegen sollte man jetzt nicht davon
43.3% have 5,000 to 20,000 followers. Most influencers have less than 1 million followers. There are just very few that have more. So what are the platforms? The platforms that are mostly used. Instagram is, of course, the most used.
Dachte ich zumindest früher auf jeden Fall immer als allererstes an Instagram.
Everyone thinks first on Instagram. In 2 or 3 years, that might be TikTok because they're growing. Facebook is still there. Facebook is more important than most people think, even though it seems a little bit obsolete. It's still an important platform. And YouTube is also a platform where influencer marketing takes place.
Influencer-Marketing, was ich aber gleich noch mal so ein bisschen genauer erläutere. Das heißt, ich gehe jetzt noch einmal auf die Kanäle ganz kurz ein.
Going to say a little bit about each one of these platforms and what's important about them, the pros and cons of them. Influencer marketing with Instagram, it's a classic influencer marketing, has a very large target group. The younger generation grew up with Instagram.
Damit beschäftigt hat, Instagram kennt. Also meine Mutter ist
So lots of people are aware of it and use Instagram. My mother, for example, uses Instagram. It's more and more of the older generation which is starting to use Instagram. It's very versatile. You can put up posts, stories, reels, videos, that you can put up longer videos, take over contests, you can do live streaming. There are lots of capabilities. It does not require perfection. People often use professional photographers, but when people often post stories where you are there with them and you get a little bit closer and it's not so perfectly orchestrated. There's also very good analysis capabilities by Instagram. Then you can see how many people did this post reach, how many followers have I won with this. You can analyze the story, how many people clicked on the sticker, how many people looked at the Instagram page, how many people looked at my web page, if I added the link. So in general, how my work performed, the performance of it. Here is some influencer marketing on Instagram with Harrison Ashton from the UK, and we have another one from Belgium that is coming up.
So, dann gehen wir weiter mit TikTok.
So, we'll continue with TikTok. TikTok is the more popular platform. I was at a Berlin conference, a marketing conference in Berlin last week, and every other speech was about how important TikTok was. So I was really happy that we're using TikTok seriously and that we continue and we're not missing the boat in any way. We were fortunate to start right away with TikTok. It's popular with younger people. It has a very, very large target group. It's becoming more and more important. I myself often look on TikTok to look for other people's creative content. You can post short videos, and like Instagram, it's another platform where perfection is not necessary.
Sondern das kann man auch noch so relativ einfach alles gestalten, muss natürlich trotzdem Konzept hinter sein, aber
Videos or photos or stories can be made simply.
was bei TikTok aktuell für mich noch der Schwachpunkt ist, ganz
The
klar,
weak link by
dass ich
TikTok,
da keinen Link setzen kann.
I believe, is that you can't add links.
Wie auch immer, dass es Idealfall natürlich so ist, dass der Nutzer, der das sieht,
And the analysis capabilities are still somewhat limited.
in Berührung mit ehorses komme, das noch nicht kenne, müsste ich selbst einmal googeln, um das Ganze dann nochmal aufzusuchen. Und das ist natürlich in dem Augenblick nochmal eine dollere Hürde, die ich persönlich vielleicht noch
This
nicht
is an
nehmen würde,
obstacle
weil ich
that
gerade
I
in der
wouldn't
bin und
want, that I personally don't feel like doing, is to find out my own analytics, is to use Google, and then you have to switch over to them
TikTok Ads schaltet.
to find your analyses.
So, dass ein Button damit drin ist. Wenn ihr das nutzt, kennt ihr das ja wahrscheinlich, dass ja, ihr durchscrollt, dann, dass mal ein Video kommt und man doch diesen Button benutzen kann, um auf das jeweilige Produkt zu kommen. Da hoffe ich eigentlich, dass das irgendwie auch noch in den normalen TikToks mit integriert wird auf Dauer. Und bei TikTok finde ich die Auswertungsmöglichkeiten auch noch beschränkt. Also man sieht zwar schon, wie viele Leute den Post geliked haben.
The analysis capabilities are still limited.
Instagram aktuell schon deutlich besser.
It's better with Instagram. You can see more of the impact that you're making
Auswirkungen hatte und wie viele Menschen das dann erreicht hat.
and how many people that you have reached. Then there's influencer marketing at Facebook.
Ja, ein bisschen tot, sag ich mal. War für mich
People think that Facebook is dead. They've written it off,
natürlich immer noch eine
but
relativ wichtige
it's still a relatively important platform.
alles posten, was man möchte.
You can post anything you want, images, longer videos, stories,
Man kann Sachen reposten
short
oder so,
videos. You can share
integrieren,
other people's posts.
voll gut geht. Dann ganz entscheidend für mich sind auch die Facebook.
What's very important for me are Facebook groups.
Wenn man an Influencer-Marketing denkt, aber auch da könnte man
when
natürlich, sag mal, wenn man einen super coolen Post von einem
it's
Influencer hat, sowas wie Gruppenreposts.
very good to use these groups for influencer posts.
Die diskutieren und dass sie sich für irgendwas
You have
wirklich
people who will
Facebook meiner Meinung
discuss
nach die stärkste Plattform.
the post,
Deswegen würde ich schon sagen, dass man gucken muss, wenn man jetzt irgendwie seinen
and this generates more engagement.
Facebook ist, ob da nicht auch noch eine Zielgruppe ist, wo man das nochmal besser vermarkten kann und eine Möglichkeit dadurch ist ganz
This
klar, dass
helps in your marketing. You can sell more.
genau, und dadurch hat man bei Facebook eben extrem gute Austauschmöglichkeiten durch diese Gruppen.
There's
und sowas.
very good
Ja,
exchange
das ist dann noch mal so ein bisschen
capabilities. It's easier to connect over Facebook.
Ein Vorteil kann man halt auch bessere Linkplatzierung setzen.
It's also easier to
Posten Link mit dazu.
place links.
Man kann den Link in die Kommentare setzen, das ist natürlich für uns von Vorteil.
That's a big
Wenn wir
advantage.
da noch mal was promoten möchten oder so.
When you want to promote something,
Instagram jetzt zum Beispiel in einem Post ja nicht möglich, dass ich dann sage, okay, ich kann da auch noch
for example, something, putting up a link is not possible on Instagram, but you can do this on Facebook.
von Nachteil in dem Augenblick. Was man sagen muss bei Facebook,
What you have to say about Facebook is it's not really attracting the younger generations.
so, dass sie mehr diesen kreativeren, kurzlebigen Content
This
sehen wollen, würde ich sagen. Bei
this
Facebook
quick creative
die
content
ältere Generation da ist. Aber, und das muss
is
man ja
being
ganz klar sagen,
somewhere else.
jüngeren Personen
A lot of younger people think that
Eltern
it's
das
the
Ganze zahlen.
older generation is using it, but
Abholt und dann
it has to be said that the older generation is paying
kommt bei Instagram
for the advertising.
kann Mutti und Vati vielleicht sagen, ah stimmt, mir ist das auch schon mal bei Facebook
If a young influencer might be relying on their parents to pay for their influencer work, and then the parents want to be able to show that off on their own Facebook pages. So when we take a look at things, we then say, is there a Facebook page? Then fans can comment. So it's good to have a Facebook cooperation with the influencer. It's easy to add links. You can add images. So you can see here, there's a very good branding effect. Then there's influencer marketing with YouTube. What's very important is that you can add video content. It's very much similar to television. These are mostly longer videos than on other platforms. You can find lots of hauls, product placements. You can use YouTube as a search engine. For example, in the search field, you can write horse purchases, horse sales, and YouTube will function as a search machine and bring you appropriate videos. It also has a very active community. You can look in the comments below YouTube videos and have a direct communication with your community. The negative aspect of YouTube is that video production needs to be done with lots of effort. The recording, the editing, these things will take much longer than it would with Instagram or TikTok, the videos that work there. Has to be perfectly edited. Cooperation might take longer. It just takes more effort. And this takes a lot of time. When YouTube prices are higher, that's no surprise because the work has to be harder. Here's some examples of influencer marketing by YouTube. Mega unboxing. That was our campaign over Christmas. So that people will then be led to eHorses for horse sales and purchases. So let's talk about finding the right influencer. I've shown a couple of examples. There are so many influencers, so you really have to say which influencer fits best to my product. So you might find one and say, this is exactly what I want, and then you have to go looking for influencers. So we have some selection criteria that we've determined on how to find the right influencer. You need to see how many followers they have, what kind of follower development is there. Is it important? Is it important for me that their followers are active? Will the influencer fit to the brand ambassadorship that I require? So they have to be able to sell themselves as well as your product. Then you have to look at the competitors' products. 2 weeks ago, we saw that if an influencer sold something similar on another platform 2 weeks ago, then that's not ideal. What that would mean is that followers might say, oh, well, I'll take a look at that other platform and use them. We might be market leaders, but we want to make sure that our influencing is suitable for us. Regularity is important. The regularity of postings. If postings are frequently uploaded, when followers see that an influencer is selling a product, it seems more authentic. Insights. So we might say, hey, we found your website really super. Can you send us the insights from the last 2 or 3 days? So what are the best YouTube videos? That We have posted the best performing, and then we might say, okay, that's right for us, the prices are good. Money is also an issue. And then we look at the interactions rate of the influencer, his or herself. We do short analyses, how many likes, how many followers does the influencer have? We look at the content. These are the average interaction rates on Instagram. So it's unrealistic to think that someone with 1 million followers has a million engagements. But here one can see the interaction rates in relation to a number of fans of the influencer. How many people read the stories? How many people like the posts? So the people who are listening to this influencer, watching them, are remaining active, and you want them to interact. So we make a profile analysis, how many people like the images, reels, or videos, how many people comment on the images, reels, or videos. Maybe if it's only 3 people, then we would think the interaction rate is not very good. Who is following the influencer? There are real followers. There are also some people buy followers, which you can do on Twitter. You want to see who the influencer is following. That is also important, that they maintain that they are followers of the right posts. Why is the influencer advertising? For what are they advertising? What are they influence for? And how many people are looking at the videos? In our videos, we'll see lots of videos. So we see lots of commentary about the product, and we can see that people are discussing it and debating the products. So our tooltip, Social Blade, this shows interaction rates and follower development. And we can see the trends here over time. There might be a positive development over a few days, and then if there's a negative development, we might then decide not to continue with the campaign or to start a new one until we see how the numbers even out. So here are some example campaigns from eHorses. So it's not that we say we do influencer marketing. In general, on our page, we have different target groups. We have sellers and buyers. We have people who are interested in horses, people who are looking for horses, or maybe just people who are examining the pages. So we want to offer something for everyone who wants to interact about horses. Our main target groups are sellers in Germany and international. We want to give them the ideal conditions for selling their horses.
Und unbegrenzt viele Pferde inserieren können. Und da müssen wir eben gucken, dass wir die auch irgendwie erreichen oder auch eben durchs Influencer-Marketing.
And we do this through influencer marketing. So influencer marketing that we have at ehorses.de. We do a little bit of classical influencer marketing in that we don't promote that. We say when we have a product, for example, here is a Advent calendar. I'm dreaming of a white snow horse. We will. This is something that you can order. We also have influencer marketing, eHorses INT. Important here is awareness, market a brand image, the reach, and conversions. How many people register on our page?
Da sprechen wir Käufer und Verkäufer an.
Here we address sellers and buyers, and we use the entire channel. We want to grow by all of the channels that we're using to their full capabilities. In international contexts, short term, we're looking for likes on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok. We're looking for new visitors to eHorses so that people interact with the eHorses, but people who have not heard about it will engage with the site. And long term, we're looking that eHorses is viewed by visitors as experts in the topic of horse sales. We also want to improve the conversions to make registrations, to increase registrations, and that people upgrade to our premium profiles, which costs money. And people outside of Germany will also register as premium users. So our goal to be the largest horse market worldwide by 2025. We also want to be a model for other companies. What we find is that 9 out of 10 riders know eHorses. They're familiar with it, and that comes to over 10 million riders. We have a long path ahead of us as far as riders outside of Germany. But we're finding that influencer marketing is helping us a great deal in this direction. Here are a few example campaigns. In the selection of influencers, we have influencers that are that address horse buyers, horse sellers, riders, trainers, and breeders. Those are what our influencers do. Our followers, influencer followers, are also people who are interested in buying horses. They are breeders, and they are also professional horse people. We're not really that active in other countries right now, so we need to increase familiarity of eHorses in other countries. We have to introduce eHorses, and that takes a lot of work to explain what our website does. The classical showing and introductions, and then we also introduce customers to eHorses Premium.
Leute so gebrandet haben, dass sie was mit eHorses anfangen können, dann können wir einen
to say
weiteren
when people know what eHorses does,
erstmal klar machen,
then we can clarify to them what eHorses is and the pros of a premium.
hier zum Beispiel mit Harrison Ash nochmal, der halt auch professionell Pferde verkauft. Und
Here is an example campaign for Harrison Ashton in the UK.
hat, der hat sehr hohe Interaktionsraten. Und was uns bei dem sehr gut gefällt, ist das Followerwachstum.
His followers are horse buyers and sellers. There's a high interaction rate with his influencer work, and he has very strong follower growth.
Dass wir das Ganze weiter betreiben. Und das ist dann in dem Fall auch so, dass der auch bei uns einen Premium-Account hat, der halt
He has a premium account by us,
vorstellt, dass man wirklich auch sagen kann, hey, ich benutze das Produkt wirklich, also eHorses als Produkt in dem Fall.
and he is able to say, I use eHorses, I really do use it, and that makes him more authentic.
Das heißt, er kann Screen-Videos machen, wie er gerade sozusagen auf unserer Seite ist, wie er Pferde einstellt. Und
One can see him introducing horses, presenting horses. One can see that he's an active member of eHorses. Here's also another premium account, Beginhove, from Belgium. Here you can see the first steps in after rehabilitation. And here's our platform to sell horses. And then a few weeks later, you can see that the horse was sold and that everything worked well over eHorses. And this is a nice overall story that eHorses helped someone sell a horse and then to show the results.
Genau, dann gibt es aber die zweite Zielgruppe und das
Then there's another target group, and that are the buyers. A selection of influencers requires a high interactions rate. They need to have a strong branding effect. They have to be able not simply to be willing to be able to sell horses, to be able to have that charisma. They present eHorses. They show how one can use eHorses when they want to buy a horse. They will continue into storytelling. They will talk about stories from their own life. This can be a very emotional topic. It's a very emotional thing to sell a horse. There's often tears. And this kind of storytelling is very successful.
Und da gehen wir auch den ganz klassischen Weg, dass wir mit unseren Kooperationen dann Gewinnspiele aufbauen.
And then there's always very conventional methods like contests. And this builds followers. Here is another example campaign of branding with Karl Hieding.
Pferde kauft in diesem Fall, hat einmal die ganze Plattform gezeigt, wie man nach Pferden sucht.
He shows how one looks for a horse, how to buy a horse. We contacted him and he was able to make a great story that which we integrated into eHorses, and we found it very, very authentic how he told his story. You can find him on Instagram, on our Instagram page. Very interesting. Here is a success story on selling. Customers from the Netherlands. So they had their storytelling on their sale page. They showed their pony.
wie haben wir das eigentlich damals gemacht? Und wir haben halt eHorses genutzt.
We were asked, well, how did we do? They were asked, how did you do that? They said, well, we used eHorses. We were able to really make a great story about it, and it worked very authentically. We liked it a lot. Like, unlike other companies, we do conventional contests.
Dass wir durch die Gewinnspiele auch wirklich einen Mehrwert haben. Klar,
And we want our contest to have a little bit of added value.
alles gut, aber wir möchten trotzdem, dass sie mit unserer Seite interagieren und deswegen schauen wir,
We want that our contests are authentic enough that we can win interaction and get more engagement.
teilweise ein bisschen weniger Leute als vielleicht normal mitmachen, weil man wieder eine Hürde mehr hat. Aber es kommt trotzdem sehr gut an. Heißt, unsere Gewinnspiele sehen in der Regel so auf, dass man
Our contests
folgen.
require people to follow eHorses. And what we would do is we would be where everybody, where followers can then register everything. The data would go into a drawing pot, and then the winners would be announced on eHorses. All the people who aren't really interested at the moment in buying a horse will find the page interesting, and they'll take a look at it, and this will raise our branding effects. It will bring people to our pages, and then we do follow-ups on Instagram afterwards. Then here we have a success story on buying a horse. There's a customer who found a horse on eHorses. The story is very emotional and how she found her horse on this platform.
Alles Leute, die mit eHorses irgendwie in Kontakt treten und auch sehr positiv in Kontakt treten. Und es ist halt nicht dieses plakative Nutzen auf jeden Fall, sondern ihr könnt wirklich euer Traumpferd da finden und das ist eine tolle Möglichkeit, um einfach zu suchen und auch
The story then adds how you can find your dream horse, and with a nice happy end. This is very attractive as a success story. Then we have campaigns where eHorses is presented,
die Kampagne vorstellt, was sie
and
oft
we engage our followers
oder durch Instagram Stories.
through Instagram stories.
Da eine Interaktion dann kam.
There's
Heißt, dann haben wir gesagt, okay,
may not have a lot of interaction. It would be great, we say, when we present eHorses, when we introduce
schaut doch mal einfach nach
eHorses
ich würde dann meine
to users.
reposten und das
So then we'll do like my top 3 reposts and see if maybe that will get people to
dann schauen die wirklich auf eHorses und
be more engaged.
Vorschläge in ihrer Story, was der jeweilige Influencer wohl für ein Pferd kaufen sollte oder was zu dem jeweiligen Influencer passt. Sind alles Kampagnen, die sehr viele neue Besucher auf unserer Seite sorgen. Und
This
dass
brought a
dann
lot of new visitors to our pages.
mit eHorses in Kontakt kommen. Und dementsprechend
People stayed in contact with the eHorses.
Wie gesagt, das ist jetzt nie so, dass es Leute sind, die jetzt nächste Woche ein Pferd kaufen wollen in der
These
Regel.
are not people who generally are going to buy a horse next week, but they now have eHorses in the back of their heads. They know, okay, now I know where I can look, and if I want to sell my horse, I know where I can go.
Das heißt also, die reposten dann wirklich Screenshots von eHorses, was
These are screenshots from reposts of eHorses.
man sieht eine Anzeige, wie das Ganze aussieht und die Influencer reposten das dann. Wir reposten das auch zum Teil auf unserer Seite. dass
We will then sometimes repost on our own homepage,
Da lohnt es sich auch, wenn ich nach Instagram folge. Genau, das
and
kann
that
man auch mal gut
is successful when you follow Instagram. Then you can see from different clients, from us and from the influencers. Here is the evaluations and results.
Wir haben noch den Code XY15 dazu, um 15% Rabatt zu bekommen. Ist es ganz natürlich deutlich einfacher, aber man kann einfach danach gucken, wie oft wurde das Produkt verkauft, wie oft wurde der Gutscheincode eingelöst. Das ist natürlich als Auswertungsmöglichkeit ein bisschen einfacher zum Teil.
Evaluation-Möglichkeit
Bei uns
evaluation assessments can often they can involve QR codes that people click on the codes. You can see how many people have done that. We see how many people have registered. We can evaluate the UTM parameters, and this involves users. How many new users?
Und das können wir sozusagen alles in unserem Backend, was hinter der Fassade da ist, einmal angucken. Und dann können wir das Ganze einmal mit Parametern auswerten. Heißt, wir können sozusagen UTM-Parameter heißt das Ganze setzen und an unseren Link heranfügen und können dadurch
through the UTM parameters, through our links, we can see how many new users there are, how many average.
auf der Startseite sind dann zurückgekommen.
The average number of visited pages, how long were they on the page? Did they create an account? These are the most important parameters for us, how long they stayed on the page. We can see if they then went into a premium account, if they used a code to open a premium account. We can see if there's been a branding effect. That's hard to measure. Here is the assessment of branding. How many new accounts were made, how many new profiles. So you can see 20 new registrations with Dutch clients. Then we can see the UTM parameters. This is a little bit technical, but it's a good way for us to analyze our campaigns. There are several parameters involved that we can measure. We use Google Analytics, and that way we can see how successful is this campaign.
Kann danach filtern am Ende und kann das Ganze auswerten. Das heißt, was kann ich da?
The results can be filtered and analyzed, assessed.
Die Seitenposition und die Verweildauer, damit es jetzt nicht zu theoretisch wird, seht ihr das hier einfach in der Praxis. Das ist jetzt so ein typischer UTM-Parameter. Das ist Insight von Google Analytics.
This is from the inside of Google Analytics. We can see sources, users, new users, sessions, the fall-off rate, the pages visited, and the average date. So you can see, okay, almost 700 new users, and you can see 661 new users. So we think that's super.
In diesem Land halt noch gar nicht oder so viele Follower von der jeweiligen Influencerin oder von dem Influencer kannten eHorses noch gar nicht.
So that we can say that, okay, that many people did not know about eHorses. So that's a nice win.
Genau, wenn die mehrere Male auf die Seite gehen. Seht die Absprungrate, die jetzt mit 20% nicht besonders hoch ist. Also es ist wirklich so, dass die Leute
the fall-off rate is with 20% not really that high. That's good.
Und die sind halt durchschnittlich durch 8 Seiten gegangen. Also heißt, wenn wir auf Startseite
Average visitor looked at 8 pages.
Haben sich also wirklich mit der Seite beschäftigt und waren durchschnittlich über 4 Minuten auf einer Seite.
And spent an average of 4 minutes and 36 seconds at the website.
Die anfängt so ein bisschen zu browsen und irgendwie vielleicht eine neue Seite aufzuschlagen im Internet, dass man da vielleicht einmal ganz kurz da ist, aber über 4 Minuten ist es schon eine relativ lange Zeit.
That's a relatively long time to be on a website.
Genau, und das hatte ich eben auch gesagt, bei Branding-Auswertung ist das natürlich das
So
Ganze schwieriger
with
nachzuvollziehen.
branding analysis and results, I have to say clearly that
Marketing betreiben. Es ist für uns schon ein sehr wichtiger Kanal, aber
this is not the only place where we do brand marketing. It's our goal that eHorses
Pferde kaufen, was je nachdem, wie das im jeweiligen Land heißt.
is often searched over. We want to be in about 10 years. We want to be familiar to everyone, that they don't use horse sale in Google, but that they type in eHorses.
Ein anderes Auswertungstool, das sehr viele Leute mittlerweile die Marke eHorses kennen.
There's a lot of people are familiar with the word eHorses, and we are working on increasing that. You can see that the trend is growing. So a search query of eHorses in Sweden can see the difference here. In October, November, that was the highest results. That was when we did our major campaign with Carl Hayden. So the people that Googled eHorses at that time came into contact with eHorses through Carl Hayden.
Positiven Brand-Image auf uns hatte, dass die Leute dann halt geguckt haben.
And that shows that Carl Hayden had gave such a positive influence on eHorses that a lot of people were engaged. And then you see after the campaign ended that this fell off a little bit.
Dadurch halt auch eben sehr, sehr viel Brand aufbauen kann, was für uns ganz entscheidend ist.
And that shows that we can build our brand there. So I'm finishing up now, and I'm 8 minutes quicker than I thought I expected. I want to thank you so much for your attention. I will be here until tomorrow at noon. Any of you can come up and speak to me, and wish you a pleasant day. Thank you.
Vielen Dank. Das war sehr interessant. Ich weiß nicht, ob der ein oder andere mich gesehen hat. Ich habe da vorne.
Thank you. That was very interesting. I don't know if you saw me. I was over there on the side. I was listening. And this really interesting thing for me to listen to, the topic of influencers. I think I have a good overview about that, but it was still very, very interesting for me. Thank you for this talk. Did you like it? So we're going to make a 30-minute break. You're all invited to stay if you want, or to return. At 2 o'clock, we'll be presenting the Top Innovation Awards, the 5 top winners. And we're going to make a great show with Jesse Drent. We'll see you then.